Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been a while, but I've been making the most of this beautiful weather by, playing Skyrim, really. Along with a few other video games, but yeah, this weather has made it quite difficult for me to stay motivated when, writing scripts and making videos and stuff, so I've just been chilling for a bit, but I'm gonna get back into releasing some videos now, hopefully while this weather lasts as well, because it has been very, very nice weather. So this video is going to be the update that I promised about Billy Caldwell. If you haven't seen the previous video, I would encourage you to watch it, as you'll know the context of this video. So first of all, I'd like you to watch this video clip, which was taken on the 12th of June. One day after Billy had his medication confiscated. It's difficult to watch, but there's another clip after that I'll play, which will just melt your heart, really. So it's definitely worth watching the first clip. Now, the next clip was shot on the 30th of June, so about 2 weeks after Billy had some of his medication returned.
Yes! Yes, mister. Hey, yes. Hey. Yes. Mama.
I mean, if that doesn't bring a smile to your face, then I really don't know what will. As I stated in the preface to my last video, Billy received only a 20-day supply of his medicine back, and has only been able to have it administered at hospital, not at home, by his mother. As you can tell by the last clip and these images on the screen right now, Billy is able to live his life again as a 12-year-old boy. Billy's case has also brought the debate of medicinal cannabis into the mainstream, with loads of coverage in the media, on the news and on various talk shows. There has also been a seemingly significant change in the Home Office's stance on medicinal cannabis, or at least cannabis oil and cannabis-derived medicines. Let's take a look at what the government has actually said.
The course of action in this case was, of course, unprecedented. There are currently no legally recognized medicinal or therapeutic benefits. However, cases like Billy's, Alfie Dingley's, and others like it have shown that we now need to look more closely at the use of cannabis-based medicines in the healthcare sector in the UK. Because it has become clear to me since becoming Home Secretary that the position that we find ourselves in currently is not satisfactory. Before I go into any detail in the review, let me be absolutely clear that this step is in no way a first step to the legalization of cannabis for recreational use. This government has absolutely no plans to legalize cannabis, and the penalties for unauthorized supply and possession will remain unchanged. The approach that we will be asking the review to consider will be no different than that has been used before for controlled drugs where there is evidence of medical benefits. The government review will take place in two parts. Part 1 of the Commission will consider the evidence available for the medicinal and therapeutic benefits of cannabis-based medicines. Professor Sally Davies, who also serves as the Chief Medical Officer, will take this part forward. This would then inform exactly which forms of cannabis or cannabis-based medicines should be taken forward in Part 2. Part 2 will be led by the Advisory Council on the Misuse of Drugs. The ACMD will not reassess the evidence issued by Professor Sally Davis, but will provide an assessment based on the balance of harms and public health needs of what, if anything, should be rescheduled. If the review identified that there are significant medical benefits, then we do intend to reschedule. We have seen in recent months that there is a pressing need to allow those who might benefit from cannabis-based products to access them. It will, of course, take time for Sally Davies and ACMD to complete their work and for the government to consider their recommendations.
So I don't really understand why the Home Secretary has made out that this was, some kind of God-given exceptional power that he used in order to grant this license, when, really all he had to do was sign a piece of paper. It's now possible to actually apply for a license, but unless you or a person you're caring for has pretty much, almost died and exhausted all other options, then, the chances of you actually getting this license for a cannabis-derived medicine is very, very unlikely, in my opinion. So to summarise this update video, Billy has to go into hospital every single day to receive his medicine, which could easily be administered by his mother at home. The government has set up an expert panel to look into individual cases of granting licenses for cannabis-based medicines, but the government has no interest in reclassifying cannabis from a Class B drug or decriminalising it because obviously it has, quote, no medical benefit and can damage communities, etc., etc., end quote. I'm not going to get into this hypocrisy again, like I covered in the previous video, and I also don't want to sound too negative, but there's just so much unnecessary bureaucracy involved in this, and many of the people are so desperate for the medicine that will work for them right now. I think the coverage has changed many people's opinion on medicinal cannabis, including many MPs, but it's unlikely that, the woman in charge will actually give this any consideration. Like, she seems very adamant on, having absolutely nothing to do with, reclassifying cannabis, which will help, research, etc. If I do another update on this matter, I really do hope that it'll be, more of a positive and optimistic one. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to share this around and subscribe if you haven't already. So I'll see you in the next video.